If you guys need help gearing up for any of the new content here in Grand Theft Auto Online, or unfortunately GTA Plus, check out G2A with the link in the description and use cashback code BOSS if you want to save a little bit extra as well. So Grand Theft Auto 6 was trending on social media for what I think might be like the 450th time. You guys can see right there, and that's just a small snippet of when it was trending for me, which was earlier today. And I can only imagine that this is coming on the heels of the Grand Theft Auto Plus announcement for GTA Online. I'm sure you guys are all aware of it right now, but essentially it's a subscription membership service that gets you like discounts, bonuses, sales, but also giving players who pay for it exclusive DLC content early. And I think that, along with many of the other just reasons why people don't like this sort of stuff, has made fans really upset at Rockstar, and has also once again diverted more calls for GTA 6 to just be here. They don't want any more GTA 5. They don't want Grand Theft Auto Online. They certainly don't want GTA Plus. So I think that's what inspired a lot of the calls for GTA 6 to be trending. And we also saw some news that came out right before the weekend. This article on Friday, March 25th on gamesindustry.biz. Also bad news for GTA 6. Grand Theft Auto 5 ends Elden Ring's reign at number 1, according to the UK digital charts. The new PS5 and Xbox Series S and X versions is the second biggest digital launch of the year. So that's obviously not great news for GTA 6 if Grand Theft Auto 5 is still excelling and just knocked off one of the biggest games of the year, Elden Ring, off of the top spot. A lot of people are like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Why won't this game go away so that we can continue on with the journey to GTA 6? Well, let's read a little bit of the article. Grand Theft Auto 5 was the best-selling game in the UK last week, according to the latest data from GSD. Gran Turismo 7 may have been the biggest physical game last week, but Rockstar's action title comfortably topped the digital charts because of the newly released PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions. The new edition is the second biggest digital launch of the year, behind Elden Ring. So in terms of pure digital sales, 55% were sold on the PS5, 35% on the Xbox, 6% on Xbox One, 3% on PC, and 1% on PS4s. Now, these percentage splits will be influenced by the different ways the game was launched on the new PlayStation and the Xbox consoles, with it being free on PlayStation, at least the GTA Online version. And I would assume Rockstar's partnership with Sony also influenced why more people ended up purchasing it on there. Now, this chart only tracks premium games, not free games. Therefore, GTA Online's position at number 3 is based on the Xbox Series X and S sales alone. So long story short, it doesn't look like GTA 5 is going anywhere, which is unfortunate for GTA 6 fans. Now, regardless of this game coming out, I don't think we would have seen any information just quite yet, but I think it was very obvious that Rockstar was not going to put out more GTA 6 details before these PS5 and new Xbox versions had come out. That would have essentially killed any hype. Now, I completely disagree with what they're doing on GTA Plus, that subscription service. I think that is a terrible idea. And that's actually spawned some interesting discussion from Rockstar Games insider Tez Funds 2 on the GTA forum site, talking about this whole thing and how it could be bad news for GTA 6. So someone said, look at the bigger picture. Whenever the next entry arrives, this you-know-what will be there from the very start. Plus, other AAA companies will try their luck with their franchises if they see people just rolling over and gladly accepting it. The game is 8.5 years old. There's no excuse or good reason to suddenly start a subscription model that far into any game's life. And Tez Funds 2 said, and the concerns around crunch and the hefty development of GTA 6 aren't helping at all, and doesn't warrant a subscription model at the start of GTA Online 2 or whatever it will be called. If there's one thing I've learned from GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 releases, it's that it's mission impossible to pull off a single-player experience of that size and simultaneously work on the online mode and provide content for the subscription model. If Take-Two and Rockstar upper management are going to pressure the developers to prioritize exclusive content for the subscription, then the online mode may release a bit later than just a month after the release of the single-player mode. Basically, it ain't looking good. Now, speaking about that a little bit, I actually like how, for at least for the last 2 releases on GTA 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2, they've only allowed you to play single player at the start. And whether that was to make the multiplayer better or they wanted you to experience single player, I love single player games. So the fact that I had a month just to focus on the single player of each one, that was incredible. If they were to release at the same time, there would just be no way to enjoy both of them properly, at least in my personal opinion. Now, if it releases a lot longer than a month, that's where things could get a little bit interesting. I don't want it to be like 3 months later when the multiplayer comes out, because I feel like people would end up losing interest, and you obviously don't want that. So there needs to be a fine balance, and I certainly hope a subscription service is not included in whatever the next GTA 6 multiplayer or Grand Theft Auto Online 2.0 is going to be. And then moving on, our last thing today, it seems like even some of the guys working at Rockstar are fed up with GTA 5 and want to move on to Grand Theft Auto 6, with TezFunds 2 saying they're developers who are fed up with GTA 5. I can't back it up with proof, but it's what I've heard from a reliable source. But they don't have the power to just say, you know what, let's just drop GTA Online. Of course, this doesn't exclude the recent move by Rockstar, talking about Grand Theft Auto Plus, but I believe it's worth being aware of where the moves originate from. And I think what he's trying to imply here is that this is coming from somewhere beyond Rockstar's control, like at the Take-Two Interactive level, where they probably had to say, Rockstar, you need to monetize GTA 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online more. And they're probably like, how? We got shark cards, all this new content, new version. And they probably said, well, what about a subscription model? And they're like, oh, shoot, we have to do a subscription model. That's kind of what I'm thinking ended up happening here, if that was my best guess on the entire thing. So long story short, unfortunately, a whole lot of not so potentially great news for Grand Theft Auto 6. And this is unfortunate. Now, hopefully all of this can be washed away with some new GTA 6 news or an announcement or a logo or a trailer, something like that. But right now, it's just a lot of disappointed fans. And that's unfortunate because I think Rockstar had a lot of good momentum, but I think a lot of that has been lost now. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. Let me know what you think about this GTA 6. Pretty much bad news, in my opinion. I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below. If you guys did go and enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.